Yeah, thanks for putting my name up, you guys. I can't wait to cover my body with it. I don't know what to do. It's okay. I'm not with this Rugrats font. Look how wholesome I am. I'm like glad that they changed the screen. Otherwise, if there's any photos with IBB, with IBS, it looks like I'm just like raising money for the weirdest charity. You know, like, oh yeah, it needs more research for some reason. Like, give money for IBS. You know, a really tragic and annoying, but somehow hilarious condition. Who else is thankful for public restrooms? I had to write IBS jokes, you know. It's so hot, I'm so delirious. Okay, that's cool, guys. You guys seem really like nice and friendly and stuff. I like DC. It's like really like aggressively woke. You know, like I've really gotten that way too. Like I'm very snowflake-ish. Like everything offends me now. Like I mean, like a haircut triggers me. Like if you have a bowl cut haircut, like I get offended by that because that's like cultural appropriation. Yeah, fuck my name. Okay, well it's okay. It's okay. I thought it was because like they're like, how dare you make fun of IBS? This band is awesome. Or whatever. He explained it as a secret society, but I still don't understand. I think we're gonna talk about bowel syndromes. Like, I really cool. Okay. I realize especially around DuPont, even though it's like a woke city, if I walk around at night, like on Saturday night on Connecticut Avenue, when people are drunk, they're not like woke anymore. They just kind of say what's on their mind. Like I don't even get like pickup lines when guys are drunk. I just get like, oh, ni hao, or like, konnichiwa, or me love you long time. Just like throwing international stuff at me. And like, I don't know what response you want from me with that, saying international stuff to me like that. I think you want me to be like, oh wow, what are you, like a Fulbright scholar? No way, like, whoa, a diplomat, let's get married. No, one dude knew like which country I was from, but let me know in the weirdest way. He just like walked up to me and went, "잘 지냈어?" Okay, which is Korean for "Are you doing okay?" Okay, no one in here knew what that meant. All right, and like that's not first 5 things you learn in Korea. That's like pretty random and kind of nuanced in advance. That's like if I walked up to any non-Asian person and just went, "Ahoy, Captain!" You're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's English, I guess. Sure. What the hell is that? What are you, an alien? Like, girl, where'd you come from? Treasure Island? Because I have to find my friends. Bye. This was bad. This was a bad interaction. Just say hello, guys. You guys are cool. I'm alone, and I was thinking, it sounded sad, but it's just like it's a neutral statement. But I'm alone, and like I was thinking about it the other day, and it's like kind of my fault. Like my dating history was a lot of white dudes, and like not on purpose though. I'm not doing that on purpose. I just think statistically they have more free time. And just around looking for a frisbee partner, like, you like my khakis? I'm like, no, and like, yeah, like, and I know there are a lot of Asian female, white, male relationships. I don't know the reason for that, and like, I don't want to hear your theory. It's probably worse. But I think all Asian girls in that situation have the same fear. We're afraid we're gonna walk in this dude's bedroom and it's gonna be like wall-to-wall posters of just anime. Like, no, she doesn't just have a fetish, she's also a loser. And like these posters aren't even cool, they're just of like Sailor Moon, right? And you're like, dude, why do you have the whole collection of Sailor Moon? And he looks at you and goes, no, Shelly, but now my collection is complete. Like, no. So I don't watch Woody Allen movies anymore. And they always have like lots of martial arts belts because not everyone makes varsity. And yeah, that's enough about your cousin who went to Japan too many times. Yeah, a lot of you guys seem young and stuff. Do you guys have roommates?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was less of you than I thought. Maybe you're all doing really well, You're all owning 200 square foot condos, and I'm jealous, I guess. And no, I've had roommates forever, and what I learned that is when you have a roommate, you can hate somebody simply for being themselves. Like they're not doing anything wrong, but they're in the living room when you want it to be in the living room. It's like, oh, you would do that girl who spends 3 hours at the kitchen at a time, and like if they mix trash or recycling, I'll slit their fucking throat. Like don't do that. Like my roommate now is great. Like we have a great relationship. We never talk to each other. Which is like, it's because we're both really shy. The only times we ever interact is like we sometimes accidentally make eye contact and we go, haha, sorry, and then we leave. Like, we stay together forever. We're both pretty alone too, so it's probably gonna stay that way. And like, my favorite, my biggest like celebrity crush, like my favorite actor is Christian Bale. Do you guys like Christian Bale?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, or we watched Vice and we liked Dick Cheney. You didn't like? Okay, whatever. He's great. He's like such a good actor. Like I saw him, I saw him on Vice and he crushed it. He looked just like Dick Cheney. Just looked, he gained a bunch of weight, looked like really unattractive, just did great. And he did that. He's played Batman. He's played strung out drug addicts. He's such a good actor, and I like him so much as like an actor, that like if a big movie came out with some groundbreaking Asian character role, and like they could cast anybody for this Asian character role, but for some reason they cast Christian Bale, I'd be okay with it, yeah. Like if Crazy Rich Asians came out and Christian Bale was the lead, fuck yeah, He would play the female lead, by the way. Christian Bale would play the female lead and he would crush it, Oh, you think he couldn't do it? Just like give him 3 months of method acting preparation and Christian Bale's gonna be 5'3" for some reason, okay? A size 2 and fluent in Mandarin. Like, no way, he did it again! And when he gets his Lifetime Movie Award, I thought about this a lot. When he gets his Lifetime Movie Award, the announcer is gonna be like, "You remember him as Batman, Dick Cheney, and Rachel Chu as Christian Bale." And all the Asian girls will be like, "Yeah, he made me feel seen." Christian Bale. Okay, guys, I have like 20 more minutes on Christian Bale, but I gotta keep the show going. I'm really excited to learn what this show is. Are you also excited to learn what the fuck this show is?
Keep it going for Shelly, everybody!
IBS was the best band I've ever seen in my life. They touched me in my deepest point in my heart.
I love IBS. If it wasn't for IBS, I wouldn't have met my wife. You met listening to IBS.
You just can't nail women's voices the way that those men can. And maybe we should.
IBS is literally the greatest band I've ever heard. First time I heard them, I literally shat myself.
All I'll say for the record, IBS changed who I am.
Oh man, their energy is so good, it just blasts right out of you, They hit you and then you hit them right back. It's a very give and take, and that's why they're one of the greatest of all time. I love IBS.
IBS, what not to like? The only thing that I like more is just a little bit of sweet something on a lemonade.
Second time I heard them, I had to shit myself.
IBS is phenomenal. They moved me.
I'm shitting myself right now talking about IBS.
Yeah, they're like the Woody Allen of bands, just like nailing the women's voices.
¡Woo! ¡IBS! ¡Mi mejor banda del mundo! Estamos escuchando IBS desde El Salvador. IBS, mi mara, mi gente. IBS, el mundo. IBS!
Yeah.
I love IBS. Fuck yes.
Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, to host tonight's Soft Rock Hall of Fame honors, please welcome to the stage modern yacht rock interpreters, Butt and Butt with 2 T's.
Groovy, man, groovy. A lot of you guys out here tonight. Wow.
Thank you guys so much for coming. What a wonderful night to be here to induct, our friends. For those of you who don't know us, we're Butt and Butt with 2 T's.
right.
They're sometimes friends, sometimes rivals of Brian, Sean, and Isaac. And we're really here to be happy in Washington, D.C., where they all started, and here to give them the praise they deserve.
That's right. We were so happy when we got the call. They got us on the phone. They said, "Hey, how would you like to cancel your Sunday evening yacht soiree, fly into Washington, D.C., and give fucking IBS a trophy in a dive bar basement?" And we said, "What?
They're alive? Everyone pretty much knows that IBS started, yacht rock with those soft melodies and those, amazing catchy tunes that are just inoffensive. they also brought a love of sailing and cocaine with them, and that really influenced the rest of us up here, just like the Doobie Brothers.
Hall and Oates.
Oh, Loggins and Messina.
Steely Dan.
And of course, Toto. Toto loved them.
Oh man,
Toto
God,
was big fans.
I'm just so fucking happy that you guys are alive back there, man. It's holy crap.
No, John, it's not the time to cry. We've already cried all of our sad tears when the boat sank a mile off the Venice coast.
You're right.
Now this is a time for celebration. Our friends are here. They're back.
That's right. I remember back in the early 1970s when we first met IBS, they were hosting a show on Rod Stewart's yacht. And God, Brian was so high on peyote and bath salts
God,
that
it's
he
ridiculous.
could barely play his bass guitar.
And Isaac was with a different chick between each song. It was unbelievable.
And Sean had his nose so far up Rod Stewart's ass, he must have thought it was full of cocaine.
No, it was an amazing time. No one on the yacht was actually listening to the music though, because in Rod's yacht, they were just listening to those catchy tunes. It was nice and light and groovy, and that's really what kept people going on it. I'd wake up, a few weeks later, and I'd go to John. I go, John, who are those people?
Right, and then
They were amazing.
oh man, sometime in about 1974, International Waters hits the radio, and I went up to Fred and I said, Fred,
Yeah.
I think that's those kids from that yacht, man. It was a perfect song. It was a perfect for partying, for dancing, for stop clicking it. for drinking. For lovemaking.
John Butt
And
everyone.
for sipping champagne and ripping cocaine on your 98-foot luxury watercraft.
This was a great time to be friends with them. They were at the peak of their time. We would work with them, and it was just truly amazing how smooth they were. It was quite a time because we started just slurping oysters on Rod's yacht with them, and we're touring half the country now with them as their opening band. It was amazing. It was one of the most successful periods of our life, probably the best period.
Successful, productive period. I remember we used to joke about recording a single with them, and of course that turned into You Can't Sail Without a Little Blow.
One of the best singles around. I mean, working with them was so amazing on this. If working was great because what we would do is, they knew exactly what they were doing at every time. We would do our best to just be us, but they really clicked. They were on the same page. They were kind of just like peanut butter and jelly and bread. It was really unbelievable.
That's right. They'd get into the studio and Ian would come in and he'd hit the rest of the band. He'd be like, guys, I'm thinking like a little bit of a ooh, ooh, ah, ah. And the other guys, they'd hop right in with a little ah, ah, ooh, ooh. Just always on the same page, like twins.
We were devastated when we heard that their yacht, the Blue Oyster Boat, had sunk a mile off the Venice coast. We'll get there.
There we go. It's a tragedy.
Such a tragedy.
God, and after that.
Yes. Oh, there we go.
But with two T's. After that, we were kind of the predominant act in the yacht rock scene.
Yeah, we made a bunch of money while they were
We did. We took over a lot of the shows that they were going to do. But we had to keep that groundwork that they had laid. We had to keep it alive. They built this solid framework of these smooth riffs that were built on the sound of soul and jazz and disco, and then they kind of empowered it up with this intense combination of escapism and adventure.
It was really amazing back then, but at this time, the genre is gone. It's no longer what it used to be. We've opened up to new genres like stadium rock and dance and pop. That's what's filling up the radios these days.
Mm-hmm.
And when the Blue Oyster Boat went down, it just took the heart and soul of yacht rock with it.
That's right. All of us, all the musicians, we wanted to keep going, but unfortunately the public, that fire had just died for them. No more yacht rock.
But today, the flame has been relit as the Promethei of the soft rock music genre. IBS has returned.
That's right. So let's not waste any more fucking time. Let's have a video that tells you all what yacht rock is really all about.
Supposed to go, I wrote it about my child, and then So it's kind of give credit where credit's due.
Are you saying we have to give your baby a writing credit?
Royalties. You know, it's important. We're trying to make sure that our families and our children in the future can benefit from our hard work.
Here's the real question. How much cocaine's that baby gonna do?
It's not gonna get cocaine up for that.
Ain't digging in my cup, what?
What does it mean to be a rock star? Is it a life out on the road, playing night after night for thousands of cheering fans? How about having hordes of gorgeous women clawing each other's eyes out for a chance to spend one night with you? Or maybe it's owning a private island that serves as a tax shelter for all your cold, hard record sale cash. If any of that is true, then what does it mean to be a soft rock star? The truth is, no one knows better than the legendary trio known as IBS, inventors of an entire subgenre of music that cut through the foggy malaise of the 1970s airways like a Japanese whaling vessel in hot pursuit of a pod of humpbacks. This is their story. Our tale begins in the sunny foothills of Columbia Heights. Born on the exact same day in 1848, Isaac Bull, Brian Schwinkter, and Sean Carlin were each abandoned by their parents and were remanded to the custody of the Tinleytown Orphanage for troubled youth. It was there that the three young men bonded over their mutual use of music as a coping mechanism for the savage beatings they received at the hands of the nerds in charge. They became inseparable, constantly writing their own soundtrack wherever they went. When they finally hit the age of 18, Isaac, Brian, and Sean took off to take on the world, with a song in their hearts and a plan in their brains. They would head straight to the heart of the action to share their talents in a place where dreams are born, glamorous Adams Morgan. Behind the scenes as a studio session band, they wrote songs that would be used by much more successful performers desperate for their next hit, including the much-beloved Bob Dylan track, Mud Butt Blues, Supertramp's One Ticket to Browntown, and Is My Heart Breaking? Or Is This Just a Gas Cramp? Performed by the Marshall Tucker Band. Eventually, the band became creatively blocked up. Deep in their guts, they had a feeling that if they really wanted to blast their way into stardom, they needed to come up with something that was truly their own. Then fate struck. Sultry superstar Rod Stewart invited them to perform during a day party on his luxurious yacht. When they saw how much fun the guests were having, listening to smooth tunes on the open water, it dawned on them. A new style of adult contemporary easy listening with all the raw sexuality of a pleasure cruise. They would call it yacht rock. From that point on, the albums started pouring out of them, and the wealth, fame, and excessive partying came pouring in. It almost seemed like IBS's presence couldn't get any more intense. That was, of course, until 1974, when they unleashed their biggest hit ever, International Waters.
Take my wife, please. Bang her in front of me. Doesn't matter to me, 'cause it's international law.
Welcome back to the show. That was IBS. IBS, you guys are clogging up the stations. Everybody wants to know what's next.
Well, to go with our biggest hit yet, we got our biggest yacht yet.
Oh, the yacht! What are you guys trying to do? Flex on the waters?
Oh yeah, baby. And this ain't just any yacht. This is the biggest yacht they've ever frickin' made, pal.
How much? Actually, it was a very nice gift from our friend Manuel Noriega. Says it's great for business, our music, plays it for his workers. Love that guy.
The yacht also comes with a lot of Panamanian amenities.
The record went double platinum, and it seemed like clear sailing for IBS. Even the yacht that was gifted by the Panamanian military leader they had befriended was the biggest known to man. But little did they know, most of the vessel was hollowed out to be used as part of a CIA-funded drug smuggling operation. And on its maiden voyage, it sank a mile off the coast with our protagonists aboard. The trio swam for safety in separate directions, each assuming the others were too high on cocaine to survive. Believing each other long dead, they had spent the last 45 years pointlessly contemplating what once was and what might have been. Until now.
I'm sure everybody fondly remembers that day. Not fondly, but I'm sure you all remember hearing the news that day.
We made some money.
We're so lucky to have found that these men are in fact alive, and to have each of them here with us tonight. They're all going to tell us a little bit about themselves and what's been going on since. And we're going to start with Isaac. Isaac, get up on stage, my old friend, please. Come on, tell us what's been happening.
Butt, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for all coming out. It's really great to be here. It's been a lot of years wondering what happened to my friends. And it's a beautiful thing that we can all be here together today. I've had a lot going on, since our accident. I assumed they were all dead, and I didn't really know what to do with myself, so I really buckled down and started taking care of the children I had. There's a lot of catching up to do. But it's been nice. It's been nice to be a father figure. I don't really get out there much. I don't do much music or stuff anymore. I'm more of a stay-at-home, dad. And can't tell you how nice it is to see all this old footage and relive, the past life. Stuff I couldn't get into anymore now. I mean, not with these kids. I can't be out there meeting women all the time, just smooching left and right, everywhere you look. There's all this cocaine and smooches. I'm happy to no longer be invested into that lifestyle anymore, I can't stress that enough. I'm so happy. So happy. And, when I heard that the guys were found and we were going to be having this whole shindig, I felt inspired to, write a little ditty about how I'd been feeling, and I'm happy to do the world premiere tonight in front of all of you.
Yeah!
So without any further ado, here's the new piece I've been working on. Not that sad. Thank you. Any further ado, let's keep this show rolling, you know? We've inspired a lot of great music, and our music, a lot of generations to follow were inspired by us, and it's my pleasure to introduce one of those acts. You might have seen them on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon recently. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Fisher.
All right.
She's Camille. I'm Rose. We are Fisher.
Yeah, we're from the same town.
Gotta give us a minute. We're about to tune up.
Sounds a bit flat. Can we tune that on a
No, you don't know what it's supposed to sound like.
okay. Oh no, that's nice. Okay. How does that sound
Nice
for
and
everyone?
soft.
Is that nice?
Calibrating.
Some very expensive equipment setup we got. Here, Safe
Northeast.
You know, it's really crazy that we're here. You just don't imagine when you're like 14 and you're in your bedroom, like that you'd be on stage
With IBS.
And like also the band IBS.
You know, it's actually kind of funny because we were the only ones at our primary school who listened to IBS. The other children, they call us shitheads. And you know what? I said, you know, there's power in that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like I don't know. I think we were super influenced by IBS, obviously, and yacht rock, but we have like a little bit of it. You know, we took it and made it our own with a little different thing. How would you describe it? I don't know.
I feel like there's yacht rock, and then we're like the irritated inner turmoil of yacht rock, that the darker bowels, you know, the offshoot of yacht rock, pushing our way forth into your minds.
Yeah. And we're gonna get into our first song here, but we have a little bit of wisdom that we like to share before we perform, if you haven't seen us before. So,
You know, people are always talking about diarrhea, but have you really lived? At the office, someone's fat turd in his clogged all the pipes and stalled 3. Whose could it be? All office email. Glenn from accounting, he files an HR complaint. Poopity taint. Where do you come from? Who's the office pooper? The concern for your mom. Karen from HR. She's been on keto and seems kind of bloated at work. I think it's her, Karen and Brenda. They don't want blame and pretend that they don't have to pee. They think it's me. The office pooper. Please reveal yourself. Who's the office pooper? We're concerned about your health. I wonder who's the office pooper. Per my last email, I think it's messed up that you blame this on me because I'm fat. What's up with that? Shut the fuck up, Glenn. You've been the one eating 17 corn dogs for lunch. We all had a hunch. Who's the office pooper? Please reveal yourself. Who's the office pooper? We're concerned about your health. I wonder who's the office pooper? I wonder who's the office
A lot of people don't know this, but we actually inspired another group. That song at IBS sort of inspired another
I think
group.
there was we were an offshoot of IBS, and there was an offshoot of us called the Beat Holes.
This next piece is it's a little later in IBS. It's like shortly before the great incident, which obviously devastated us all.
Absolutely heartbreaking.
Yeah, just seeing those gravestones up there. Yeah, so this next piece, it's a little bit, more reflective, and it's kind of about when you feel like you're on an island and you don't have a bridge to the person you love.
Right, right.
And you only have like what you have.
What you were born with.
Right.
What accumulated over time.
Right.
In your heart, in your mind.
To cross the gap. So this song is called
Poop Yard.
Stranded in my mind, you're the moon and I'm the tide, but there's the sea between you and me. Oh, got to build a boat so I can bridge this heartsick moat, but I don't know what to do so I can get to you. Oh, well, I've searched all this terrain, I've racked my heart and racked my brain. Maybe the answer is within. Gotta build a poop yard. 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 When raw material is all you gotta look within. You gotta push a line and make a poop yard. Poop yard. Gotta make a poop yard. Poop yard. But maybe because it's like coming from our bodies, like we could build a more manageable like raft or a canoe or something.
No, you don't know my body like I do, and trust me, it's gonna have to be like an entire poop yard. Poop yard.
Anyways, thank you so much, guys, for coming, supporting us. If you want to look for us online, where can they find us?
They can find us at browntown.net with the last account holding AOL together. So
Yes.
They'll get excited to get,
Yes.
So
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
I mean, wow. Wow. Amazing. What inspiration can do later down the line for children.
Who said Yacht Rock's dead? We did at the beginning. That was Fissure, everybody. Now, of course, to keep the lights on here at the IBS Soft Rock Hall of Fame induction, sponsored by Coca-Cola, we got to turn it over to a commercial break from our sponsor for the people watching live at home. But for all of you, we have a wonderful stand-up comedian tonight. Please welcome Lizabanks to the stage.
Give it up for Butt and Butt, everybody. That's awesome.
Awesome. This is a true story. Today I was at a gas station and I saw this lady who had a shirt. It's important as a gas station because it's like the type of shirt she was wearing. It said, "I want a coffee the size of my butt." I was like, that's a lot of confidence. If I went up there and ordered coffee, it'd be like, a bite-sized butt? A bite-sized coffee? Like, I don't know. Small, mini size? Okay, anyway, I didn't have a joke for that. I just saw that and can't stop thinking about it. No, I'm excited to be here at the Soft Rock Hall of Fame. Something I aspire to be inducted to, because that's all I ever want to do, it's just rock, but like softly, I guess. I don't know. My name's Lizabanks. I'm about to be a junior in college. Please clap. Thank you guys for your support. I go to school out in California. I go to Berkeley, which is a really fun place. It's a really cool school. It's a very progressive school. Northern California is a very progressive place. But it was weird though because I grew up in DC, and DC is very liberal-minded, right? Like I kind of thought I knew what was up, and then I moved to California, and I was like, I guess I'm a Republican now. I'm not where everyone else here is at. No, but it was weird when I first got there. There was an adjustment period when I first moved, right? Because when I first got there, people would introduce themselves to me and they would tell me their pronouns. And I had to look up what a pronoun was. I was like, I don't know. But then once I came to understand why people were doing that and the transparency around the issue, I really came to appreciate it. It was still a little weird though when it was the first day of school, and we'd go around and we'd say our names. We'd be like, hello, my name is Shannon, my pronouns are her, hers. Hi, my name is Christopher, my pronouns are it, there. And then it would get to me and I'd be like, hey guys, my name's Lizabanks. I'm a student athlete, I didn't get here on my own. I'd like to be recognized as someone with a lower ACT score than you. My pronouns are, I had to look up what a pronoun was. That's who I am as a person. No, but I love being in California, and I love being from DC in California, right? Because people in California have a totally warped perception of what DC is like. People in California truly believe that DC is a swamp. 100%. And I love to fuck with them. I'm like, yeah, DC is a swamp. It's true. My mom is literally a crocodile. You guys are from DC. You guys get it. That's actually correct. My mom's not a crocodile. My mom is an alligator. So let's I'm just kidding, you guys. I'm just kidding. My mom is a lobbyist. So take that in whatever reptilian form you want. Snake is an acceptable answer, but my preference is lizard king. No, I love my mom. She's great. My name's Lizabanks. That's my first name. My mom gave it to me because that's what parents do, I guess. And Lizabanks is her first name. My mom is a Southern conservative lady, and she grew up in Alabama, and they have double names there because they're give her a first name and they're bad at math, and she gave me two. Lizabanks is such an annoying thing to say to people when you introduce yourself because you're my full name is Lizabanks Campana, which is just way too many fucking A's. There's just way too many A's in there. But I feel like every time I introduce myself, it sounds like I'm saying hi, my name is Robert Downey Jr. I'm an asshole, and I've just turned into Tony Stark. Is the thing. No, my mom is very conservative. She's a Republican, and she an example of how conservative my mom is it was just this anniversary actually of the Supreme Court approving gay marriage, which was really exciting. But my mom, she was a little upset. She was like, Lizabanks, Jesus wept when the Supreme Court approved gay marriage. And I was like, yes, Mom, he did, but a lot of people cry at weddings. Tears of joy. Thank God. Shout out to my dad. No, my parents are at a weird age where both of the kids are at the house now, and they're just kind of hanging out, and they don't know what to do with themselves. So both my parents got life coaches, which I don't know if that's a thing that people do. It's just a white 50-year-old person thing to do, a life coach. But I was like, Dad, what is a life coach? I asked my dad, I was like, what is your life coach doing for you? And he was like, oh, a life coach. It just helps you navigate the twists and turns of life, the ups, the downs. It helps you face challenges and overcome them. And I was like, nope. That's fucking parenting. That is the shit you're supposed to be doing for the past 19 years. And now I'm on stage on a Sunday telling jokes to strangers. So that's on you, buddy. My mom, she developed a mantra with her life coach, right? That's what you pay money to do, is just come up with words, like, but my mom told me her mantra. She was like, yeah, anytime like I'm doing something that's really difficult, I just repeat to myself, I choose to make this fun and easy. Which, I don't know if you guys have ever been through this crazy thing we call life, but this shit is not fun or easy. Like, I loved it though, and I was like, she also in the same conversation right after was like, what should I get on my new license plate? And I go, fun and easy. So my like white southern mother is driving around in her fucking car on 95 getting hooks and hollers. She's like, people love my license plate. A white woman, fun and easy. No, but it's awesome. And it's, I love, my mom gave me a difficult life, gave me my name. Amazing. I'm 19, and there's just no way that you're 19 and you're not a shitty person. Like, have you ever met a 19-year-old? We all suck. Like, it is, the only 19-year-old that doesn't suck is Malala, but, like, she just turned 20, so, like, fuck that bitch, She's making the rest of us look bad. And that's the thing about being 19 and a shitty person is that I knew when Malala's birthday was, and I did not wish that bitch a happy birthday. I was mad. I was like, you're turning 20, now are you leaving us in the dust? No, like, my friend actually wrote her business school application on her food Instagram. Like, that is where we're at as a human race of 19-year-olds, is like, I learned entrepreneurial skills posting about rainbow bagels. Like, there's no growth or learning from that, Like my self-confidence as a 19-year-old is fully based off of how recently I've gotten a Brazilian wax. Like, that is 100% where, like, I came from a Brazilian today, and I was like, it doesn't matter how this show goes, like, I'm flying high. Like, that's where I'm at. The best analogy, you guys remember, like, I feel like right after I get a Brazilian, it's like, I'm like Muhammad Ali, like, pre-Sun Weston fight, right? Like, I'm, like, ready to go. I'm ready to, like, make an upset, pop some bitches. Or, like, the other analogy I like to use is, like, Tiger Woods. Like, the year he won all 3 of those major golf tournaments, You guys remember that? That was, like, fucking crazy. Like, that man had all the confidence in the world right after he won 3 major golf tournaments. That's how I feel after Brazilian, right? Like, you're Tiger Woods, you're fucking around, you're going out, you're hanging out with people, you get in some trouble, right? And then you go into hibernation. Like, that is the time in between when it's, like, the wild, you're, like, kind of hiding, you don't want anyone to see you, right? Like, I'm very self-conscious. And then, boom, 2019 comes around, you win the fucking Masters. Like, that is your Tiger Woods, you put on the green jacket, it's amazing. No, but so I just finished exams, which was super great and amazing, and I had this weird thing that I found when I was doing my exams, like cramming right before a test. It's kind of like the pull-out method, Right? It's like a very low success rate, but when it works, there's no better feeling. All right, my name is Lizabanks. You guys have been fun. Thank you.
Lizabanks, everybody. Wow,
guys, we are here. I mean, we're about to introduce the manager of IBS.
That's right.
We're really excited for her. She's a good friend of ours. It's Lynn Shepman.
Very happy we
Lynn
have her.
Shepman.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Yes, my name is Lynn Shepman. Not this tall. There we go. Yes, my name is Lynn Shepman, and I am the founder and CEO of Linspiration LLC. Linspiration LLC is a life coaching organization and also a musical talent management company, and I myself personally manage the band IBS as their manager. But I do think there is a connection between life coaching and parenting, as Lizabanks said, because I often get called a momager. And I think when people say momager, they get this like idea in their head of someone like crazy and unbalanced and brunette, and obviously that is not me. I think I get called a momager because I'm a really nurturing and mothering figure for the band. I am, whether this wants to admit it or not. Yes. I think because I care for the band and I provide for the band in really a way that a mother does, you know? And in a way, I did sort of create the band because before I came along as their manager, these were just a couple of guys singing a couple songs, writing a couple albums, making deals, selling out tour dates. You know, it wasn't until I came in as their manager and really sort of just gave life to the band. So I did really create them in that way. And I do see all the members of the band as my children. They just mean the world to me, the whole band. I see them sort of as reflections of myself, you know, because they're talented, they're wildly successful, boys want them, girls want to be them, you know. I see all of that. I see all that in myself, just like you would your children, you know. But I'm just so glad to be able to be a part of this band because I am a momager in the sense that I am the actual mother of one of the band members. That's right, I did pop one of those boys out of this cooch. Not literally, of course, as a C-section, obviously, but it's been so amazing to be a part of my son's life in this way as his manager because music has always just been such an important part of my son's life, or so I assume, because we didn't really talk from when he was ages like 3 to 26 because I did go to pursue my career as a Budweiser girl. There we go. As a Budweiser girl, and that was a very lucrative career for me for a very long time. It did end for two reasons. One being that the organization, Budweiser, went through some rebranding efforts and they did lose a lot of the Budweiser girl positions to horses. And if there's one thing Lynn Shetman is not, it's a horse girl, okay? But you know, that's automation, that's business, I get that. And there was the second reason that I was nearing retirement age. I was 33, so at that point, I did decide to pivot careers, and I entered my new position as a billionaire's third wife. And then when I retired from that at age 46, I said, in my retirement, I really want to reconnect with family. So that's when I rediscovered my son, and I found IBS, and I really came to grow this new relationship as their manager. And that was just so beautiful for me to get to be a part of my son's life in this capacity for like the 10 days that it lasted. Because my son is David. He's the fourth member of IBS. But it just became really apparent really quickly that he didn't have quite the right sound for the band or the right look or like really like anything. So it was a really tough call, but I did have to make the decision to let him go. And that's one of the toughest decisions any manager has to make in her life. And I do still get questions to this day that's like, oh, do you know where David is now? And no, I do not. But that was the past, and I'm looking to the future. As the band's manager, I think the future of IBS is bright. You know, we all know IBS is the father of modern yacht rock, right? And if there's one thing that this momager knows about fathers, it's that they can spawn children at any fucking age. And even though they are very grossly old, that means nothing in the music industry, or frankly any industry. So we know that IBS, we know that they can crank out hit songs. I'd like to see them crank out a new music genre. So I'm saying to these boys, let's put another baby in this momager, and let's create a new musical sub-genre. So I do have a couple of ideas. Let's see if we can click through these. Bumble rap. Like mumble rap, but dating apps. Very similar, but more bass, I guess. DK rap. Apartment music would be like house music, but more annoying to neighbors, I guess. New wave feminism. Yeah. Dr. Pimple pop, new wave pop, math core, reading core, writing core, kids bop for the younger generation, Marine Corps. I have a Dreamscape, EDM Mame, I like that one. The app TikTok, that'd be fun. Blues, let's see. Reggae agenda. Popping out R&B's. It's like R&B but with bees. Got a couple more here. Corn core. Corn core, similar but different. 8-minute exercises for your core. Go home. Devil's music, that one's untapped. Cumulonimbus, SoundCloud rap, Slip to Disco, Classical Trap, Bear Trap, Mouse Trap, The Barns at Wolf Trap, Nuclear Jazz Fusion, what else? We got Clam Rock, Electric Google Slides, Indie ASMR. Oh, that's supposed to be ASMR. Typo. Salsa and lemon merengue. That's for the international audiences. And then Christian rock. But these are just a couple of ideas. I'm just throwing some pitches out there. You know, I leave it up to the musical geniuses. But do know that each of these have been trademarked by Linspiration LLC. So if any of you try to poach this intellectual property, please know that you will be met with the full course of this, full power of the civil court. Thank you. Well, wow, it is just so amazing to be here at the Soft Rock Hall of Fame for these boys. You know, it's just such an honor and a reflection of their talent, because I think it's really a reflection of my talent, really. So thank you. I do appreciate it. And I'm just so looking forward to the next steps with the band. I'm ready to be there every step of the way. So long as it does not conflict with my previously arranged speaking engagements as part of my life coaching, new life coaching series, Linning in Life. This is Lynn Shetman's secrets to total success in career, love, and complexion. And in fact, everyone here, you are eligible for 10% off the first 3-day workshop with code LYNSANITY. You're going to want to write that down. Limit one per household, please. But thank you guys. Thank you so much. I'm Lynn Shetman.
Lynn Shetman, everybody.
Oh,
While IBS was touring, Lynn made sure that they wanted for nothing, and while we were friends with IBS, Brian made sure that we wanted for nothing. Any marijuana, Brian had it.
Oh yeah. I think that Isaac did have a few things of his own up his sleeve, but Brian absolutely did quite a bit on the
cocaine, methamphetamine,
transportation. He was an
mushrooms.
importer-exporter for a little bit of time and still kept those connections.
And of course, he is here tonight. Brian, come out on stage. Say hello to your old friends. And if you got anything, just slip it in my pocket.
For the record, Isaac had it not up his sleeve, but up his nose. The time that I was in the band, you know, I could look back on it fondly, as you people seem to have chosen tonight. But you know, it was really dark times for me. You know, I went through quite a rough patch. You know, as you clearly saw in the unsanctioned documentary piece at the beginning, you know, I was hitting it all. I was on the liquor. I was on the cocaine and the marijuana. You know, I did it all, buddies. I certainly I did uppers. Oh yeah, I loved uppers, and I had downers, laughers, screamers. Oh, I did dreamers. Oh, and DACA as well. Powerful research chemical. I would not advise. Crocodile, and of course, crocodile. And opium, opioids, roids, Rohypnol on myself, of course, floor polish, little help, window cleaner, bath salts, and banana peels, which that is not a rumor, you can smoke them. And of course, this was all before I even met the other two members of IBS. I mean, that was the kind of life I was living. Then we got into the real hard stuff. You know, it was a dark day indeed. After our boat sank, you know, I was adrift. I mean, quite literally, I was caught in the current, and I floated around for a while around the world, and you know, I ended up in South America at a cocaine plantation run entirely by armed monkeys. They were quite cruel and quite fickle in their demands. I couldn't really understand any of the things they wanted from me except more cocaine. Of course, there was that point at which a click would happen. Oh yeah, I spent quite a bit of time in Berlin, tied upside down, having a gentleman named Klaus shock me with jumper cables to keep me from slipping into a ketamine coma. Turns out you can do a lot of time doing that, because that was a couple of years. And let me tell you right now, you have never lived until you have shot cat tranquilizer directly into your eye before entering a Thai bare knuckle boxing match. I'll tell you the truth. But of course, you know, I never really encountered a drug that I could not handle until the day that I moved back to the United States of America, where I encountered a demon known as Jankum. For those of you who do not know what Jankum is, it is a substance derived by taking human feces and urine and percolating it in a jar and then inhaling the gas. It is a real thing. Who knew that the subtle undertones of the human digestive system that I had based most of my music on would come back to bite me in the ass in the form of a drug? And of course, you know, I was in the Pacific Northwest, high on Jankum, when I got into a standoff with the SWAT police department in the parking lot of a circuit city. I was apparently trying to return a weed whacker. They assured me multiple times I did not purchase the weed whacker at Circuit City. They also tried to tell me that Circuit City has been closed for 6 months. We're not buying anything. So, needless to say, the standoff with the police went bad, and I got shot. And as I lay dying in a pool of my own fluids, I saw something there, ladies and gentlemen. I saw a presence. It was the Lord God Himself. Oh, indeed, I floated all the way up to the golden halls of heaven, and Jesus was there waiting for me. And you know what He said? Ballers only, bro. And then He kicked me off a cloud like a ninja. And I was confused for a moment because I thought He was there to save me, but He wasn't. He was there to kick me off the cloud. And I said, it's not my time. And He's like, well, I'll leave you with this question as your soul slowly descends back to earth. Think about this. Does God hate you? Yes. And I thought as my soul descended back towards the earth, I was like, what does that mean? And He said, it means you are a fucking loser. You're a loser. Only winners get into heaven. Look at heaven. It's beautiful. You ain't got no goddamn money. Let's go back. You ain't got no goddamn money. We ain't letting you in. And that's when it dawned on me. I mean, of course, God only likes rich people. And that's because, well, I mean, why else would you know, poor people's lives suck so much? I don't know. But it dawned on me then, I was like, oh, I need to spread the word. So I wrote a book. It's called Get Rich for Jesus, How the Fleet Shall Inherit the Earth. It's based on 3 simple premises. Oh, what hast thou done to impress God lately? Flex on thy fellow man, and forget ye not who hath brought you thou in on this sweet deal. Don't you forget. Daddy gets a taste. Now, I'm running out of time, so I'm going to speed through. I had a mega church at one point, but you know, I was living that lavish lifestyle, buying you know, private planes, and of course, I never paid any tax money on the all that money we made on the records, and I also never quit doing drugs. So I was a little low on cash. I mean, I promise you, God loves me. I am super rich. I promise money's not an issue, but I realized I might need a little extra cash to get past the pearly gates. So I started a. I realized, who else does God hate? Fat people. And it's here that because you can tell Jesus is as buff as hell, and you know, he ain't letting any fatties in. So this is my tape here. It's called "Get Ripped for the Lord." If you want to get right for God, you got to keep it tight for God. Who would like to see a demonstration? No, don't start it yet. Hold on. Who would like a small demonstration? Yeah! All right, good. All right, I gotta get limber. Get to the Lord. Now play the song. All right. I want everyone to stand up. Stand up real fast. We're gonna get y'all in shape to get through the pearly gates. Everybody, first thing I need you to do, right? Quarter turn on the arm. Quarter turn. Quarter turn. Quarter turn. Quarter turn. Quarter turn. Quarter turn. Other arm. Ready? Quarter turn. 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 Now we're loose. Ready? On the cross. Now we floss. On the cross. Now we floss. Now we're floss. Now you're stretched out. Don't forget the next part. Always after a stretch, you need a good flex. Flex on thy fellow man. Flex. 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 All right, that was just a little taste. Also, VCRs are not included. I didn't realize that nobody was making workout tapes on VHS anymore. Coming up next on the stage is a musical act that was also inspired by us. Apparently, I was told a couple of rappers or rapists. Like I said, I haven't really been paying attention. You can turn the music off. All right. Nothing more to do than pick up my wallet on the phone there on the stage and welcome Lobs to our future.
That's right, you dizzy.
What's up, chumps?
How is it going tonight? Is this the Soft Rock Hall of Fame honors? Legitimately, I'm asking, because I did drugs with that crazy guy back there. He made me do push-ups. I don't know what's happening right now.
I never know where I am at any point. I'm always jet setting. I'm always on my jet or setting my jet on top of my other jet. You know, it's exhausting setting jets across the world.
That's why I got a jet setter who jet sets for me. I don't have to worry about that.
I just take the jet ski, and you know what I mean.
If you're not familiar with us and our music, Offshore Futures is the only billionaire rap duo in the game.
That's right. We heard Jay-Z was a billionaire rapper. We've been billionaires for years. So we were like,
rappers.
Let's be rappers.
Billionaire rap duo done. That's how easy it is to be a rich white man in America.
Like, speaking of my first billion, when I made my first billion, what I did was I invested my father's $999 million.
Oh, classic.
And then,
by the boots, you invested in bootstraps, right?
Right, exactly. And a 1% investment, billion the next day. I mean, it's like turning 8 is crazy.
I've got a very different story because I was born with a wealth of $18 billion and currently I'm worth $1 billion. So it's just been billionaire life for me since the beginning.
There is no poor investment when you're a billionaire.
Yeah, because we
It's
don't
all
let the
great
poor invest.
investment.
Am I right? Oh, I thought this was like lobbyists and stuff.
Oh,
We're here for a lot of reasons. Number one, they agreed to pay us. 2,
I mean, we were here because we heard IBS wasn't dead.
Yeah.
I mean, it touched my heart in a way. See, when we were growing up, our parents had yachts, and our grandparents had yachts. We were raised on yachts, and therefore we were raised on yacht rock. This is our nursery rhymes. My first memories were to these songs.
My dad driving the boat out of the harbor with his mistress on board, me and mom on shore just waving. That's formative. You don't forget that.
I mean, there's no way you could. One time I remember I fell asleep. My parents were unaware of where I was, and when I woke back up, they were having their party in international waters. And let me tell you what, a 4-year-old should not be seeing what happens on international waters. I mean,
and the soundtrack to this man's nightmares, IBS. Are we not here to honor an important band?
Woo!
And there is genuinely, I think statistically, by the amount of time we spend on land, no one who knows more about yachts than us.
That's very true. Time spent, I mean, we're doing Malcolm Gladwell numbers.
That's true. 10,000 hours.
And dollars a minute.
Yeah.
Of pure investments.
And here we are.
So that's where we are, but I mean, it's being ultra rich and ultra talented isn't all we do. We also buy property on the moon. So,
That's true. That's one of our hobbies. And I have to say, earlier they gave a shout out to only one of the sponsors. You shout out Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Okay, well, that's not the only sponsor this thing has.
No, it's
fucking expect you to understand that. There's Coca-Cola.
Yep. Halliburton.
And then who's what was the organization that put up most of the money to make this happen?
There was like a third group that was more important, more evil, and more influential.
It was like 2 dumb pieces of shit who would make people talk to them and listen to them ask each other questions back and forth.
Oh yeah, it was us. It was Offshore Futures working.
Wow, why the fuck do you think this is happening? These guys ruined our lives because they were the soundtrack to all of our fucking parents' affairs. And we decided to honor the Soft Rock Hall of Fame. That is not real. Why did anyone buy tickets?
Oh, because we said they had to pay to come in, so we would make them money.
You make them pay money to go into a place?
Yeah.
Is that a thing poor people do?
Dude, they get paid to park?
But I get paid to go into...
I know, it's annoying. It's great. They just pay
now
for
I'm looking
stuff.
out and I'm like, you guys are fucked up.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, but we decided to take the time to... They think they invented yacht rock? We're here to educate every poor person and every dumb person about yachts through music.
It's public education. We actually get $500,000 from the Department of Education for doing this. So
it was part of our plea bargain because we crashed the housing market when I crashed my Lamborghini into the stock market.
Yeah,
and
literally, I watched the stock market sink offshore. And that's where we got the name.
Yeah, we figured it all out. So if you guys want to buckle up and try to put on your thinking caps, we'll try to teach you a thing or two about yachts. So if you wouldn't mind starting that sweet, sweet chin music.
There we go. Oh, bump it. Get it going. Offshore Futures. You guys ready? Tyler the Job Creator. Earl Sweatshop.
All of our offshores and futures make us money.
Your boy just bought a yacht with all the finest features.
Now we go sick parties and go and hunt sea creatures.
See, we don't pay taxes, so you can't pay school teachers.
While our boat has the football field, fans, and the bleachers.
Swab on the poop deck.
Shout out IBS! Yacht's so fucking big that it has its own address, I confess.
We just drank 10 mimosas with the zest.
Sold off all the lifeboats, now we only got 2 vests.
Live that offshore life. Always cruising to our islands. From Thailand to my land and your girl to mine, man.
By ripping off the board.
And we're never gonna stop.
This finna be a world tour. The rap sheet we got is longer than our verses. We do two things.
Cash checks.
And fill hearses. It's the gruesome twosome. Our network is half the earth. Got that long dick money, and we also got the fucking girth. And I'm reaching for the Dramamine. Written Sprite with the lean. See, I get really ill because my style's so disgusting.
Your Pearl Harbor ass is on the seafloor and
you're rusting.
And a gallon of galleons. My boat's horsepower is
100,000 stallions. Buying onions and I'm eating gourmet scallions. We're the Army and the Navy's 1% battalion. Crying on an island like a sad castaway. Once I'm ashore, I'll tell your son his dad passed away. Then promote my CFO to be my dance sommelier. Have him drink my piss. What you think of that bouquet?
Cowabunga,
cause we made him have a cow. We're running everything from the boardroom to the bow.
We only did this gig because we get paid 100,000.
And since the fucking song is over, bitch, pay me now. So, pay me now, bitch. Pay me now. Pay me now, bitch. Pay me now. Pay me now, bitch. Pay me now. Hey, where's my cut? I need that money. I got kids to feed that you don't know about.
Bye.
So disrespectful.
Offshore futures. That's
cool.
So, I'm sure you guys have no and won't be surprised when we tell you we got to cut to another commercial break. It seems like the money they paid us was only just to pay them. So we're gonna get another live comic out here for you guys. Franqi French, everybody, give it up.
Hey guys, what's up? Just to clear up any confusion from earlier. Hold on, this is too short. Hold on one second. Hello? Alright, this works. Yay! Alright, to clear up any confusion, I am the office pooper. I just want to let you guys know that. And I appreciate Fissure for the diss track. Thank you guys. I responded to that some years back. I will sing you a little bit of that response, and we'll see if you guys like it. You might have heard a tainted version of that. Someone stole my music and redid it, but I'm going to do you guys the original. You ready? All right, here we go. I'm in love with the shape of poo. Push it out, cause that's what you do. My heart is into stool. I'm in love with your body. Last night I was in your cube, and now your desk space smells like poo. Everything is gonna be something I use. I'm in love with your potty. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for that. Fuck you, Fissure. You guys suck. I'm Franqi French. I am also a bisexual woman. Human. Well, I know. People don't think we exist, but I am here. I'm real. Just like the storybooks told you, I do have a horn that grows from the front of my forehead, and I also shit glitter, so that's good. No one ever cares about bisexuals. It's like the weakest of the LGBTQ. You know what I mean? People are just like, oh, you're bi? Oh, that's great, Franqi. We know how to get free drinks at a bar. Calm down. Yeah, it's very hurtful. The weird thing is, even lesbians don't date bisexual women, which is weird. Seriously, lesbian women, they're just like, oh, you're bi? Ew, gross. Your vagina is tainted with regular human man penis. No, thank you. No. And then I'm always like, but it's organic and locally grown. I don't understand. It's packed with protein and it's good for you. I don't understand. It's way better than that GMO cock in your sock drawer. It's weird. I am currently married to a man. No, fuck that guy. He's the worst. Seriously, so I only have access to 50% of my superpowers right now. I'm basically like Superman with a kryptonite cock ring. I don't know if that translates for you. It's funny because my best friend, she's a dirty straight. Let me be clear about that. She's a dirty, disgusting straight, and she's always got questions about gayness, and she thinks that I'm her leading authority. So she always comes to me with her gay questions, and she's like, Franqi, what does the IA stand for? You guys are adding so many letters to the LGBTQ, and now there's an IA on the end. What does that stand for? And I was like, intelligence agency, bitch. Like, how do you think we push our gay agenda? Like, come on. That's how we do it. And then she was like, so you're bi, so that means you're the G and the B? I'm like, oh, girl, no, it's not how this works. I'm not gay and bi. She's like, oh no, I meant greedy bitch. Like, pick one and just be that, because you're dipping into too many ponds. She just hates me because I've never gotten myself into a situation that I can't fuck my way out of. That's what she doesn't like. But yeah, I'm married to a dude. It's not going great. I mean, it's fine. I'm not sad about it. I'm just like, let it end. But he's so sweet and so adorable, and he keeps trying to fix it, and he's not fixing it. And the other day, he came to me. He's like, babe, I know how we fix it. How about we renew our vows and do a destination wedding? I was like, ew, gross. You're not gonna trick me twice. Like, you got me the first time. I'm not even pregnant this time. So no. But how about, I have an idea, babe. How about we do I'll agree to that. We can renew our vows, but I'll get us 2 tickets to the Dominican Republic, and we can do a final destination wedding where you don't come back and we have an open mini bar. Does that work for you? Does that work? I'm a monster. I think part of our problem is that we have a roommate. She's a millennial piece of shit. I don't know if you guys have ever met those people. Yeah, right? Like, ugh, oh, you're a millennial. I'm so sorry. He's such a piece of shit. He didn't even realize I was. He's like, yeah, fuck those guys. But yeah, she's trash. Like, I want to find her parents and like just go to their house and knock on their door and ask why. Like, why? What were you thinking? Because she doesn't have any, like, I don't know, like home training. Like, she eats the last of things and then doesn't replace them. And weed is legal in DC. And the other night I go home and I'm expecting a delicious bowl of Fruit Loops. So I get the bowl, I get the spoon, I get the milk, I grab the Fruit Loops, I turn them over. You know what I heard? Do you know what that sound is? It's Fruit Loop dust, okay? That's Fruit Loop dust. And this bitch didn't even have the respect to leave a straw and a razor blade in the box so I could chop it up and try to snort it. We got a couple of Fruit Loop users here. That's good to know. She's really into selfies and hashtags. Ugh. Blech. And she loves to send me her selfies. I'm like, hashtag bitch, I've already seen you. You know? Like, cut it out. Other day she sends me a selfie, right? It's a picture of her and my husband snuggled on my sofa. Yeah, under the Afghan blanket that my dead grandmother made me, watching the TV I got for my birthday, right? And the caption she sends me is hashtag movie night. Like, that was gonna make it cool. I was like, no. So I sent her back a hashtag. You guys should follow it. It's super easy to remember. It was hashtag bitch, I don't think you know how black women work. I'm gonna fuck you up when I get home. I'll play a lot of shit, but I don't play with my motherfucking husband, bitch, okay? You see that spear in my closet? Do you see the spear? Wakanda forever, okay, bitch? The one thing we did right, I will civil rights beat the shit out of you when I get home. Here's the weirdest thing she ever did. Seriously, the weirdest thing she ever did. One night, I'm excited to go home because my husband's out of town. I can't wait to get into the bed by myself. What? Because I don't know where the night's going to take me with me. I don't know. And so I get home. I take a sexy shower. That's just me drinking wine on a toilet naked alone. And then I slip into something more comfortable. I slide into my bed. This whore is in my bed, asleep, wearing my Guns N' Roses t-shirt. What? I was like, welcome to the jungle, bitch. We've got fun and games. We've got everything you want. Honey, I know your name and it's not Franqi. Get the hell out of my room, right? Here's the weird part that you guys are gonna judge me about. She's never paid rent the entire time she's lived there. I know! It's so embarrassing! I know it's embarrassing. Calm down, white people. Calm down. But I confront her. I do. I confront her every single month. I get right in her face and I'm like, hey, girl, where's your part of the rent? And she just looks at me. She's like, hey, mommy, stop calling me your roommate. I am only 12 years old. I cannot help you and daddy with your bills. I'm saving my allowance for college because you niggas are broke. All right, you got them in Franqi French. You want to do it?
All right, my wife, Franqi French, everybody. All right. So we've seen some sex, we've seen some drugs, but we haven't seen enough rock and roll. There's one more member of IBS who hasn't come out here. It is Sean, and we're going to bring him on stage right now. Come on, Sean.
All right. We're going to go to this one. Thank you guys so much for being here. This means the world to me. Now, I do want to get serious for a moment just because... Well, you know what? It's up. We're going to talk about it. If I could, just a minute. I just wanted to... I was so nervous about this. I hope you don't mind. So I even wrote down thank you. That's insane. I just thank you so much for honoring IBS. Everything we've done, we've been through a lot. As you can see, our yacht crashed. And I didn't know these guys were alive until recently. There was, I was so happy to learn. The journey couldn't have been easy for any of them. I know it wasn't easy for me, and I think I had a pretty good run of things. After our crash, I was basically set adrift. I was, found by some locals and nursed back to health. And I started to come around to island culture very slowly, very surely. Thank you. And, I started to really love it. It was amazing. And soon I started a solo career. I think we all know the hits. I love tequila more than I love you. Mac and cheese is better on the beach. All the hits. And at some point, and token, stroking, joking kind of guy. Can't forget that one. And at some point, fame got to my head. I didn't have my buddies to keep me in check. My solo career was going well, almost too well. I ran into some trouble with the law. And I'll never forget, the judge changed my life. The judge said, listen, not every island is the island from Lord of the Flies. You can't just hunt people. And this is my favorite picture from the trial, because this is me leaving the courthouse after my acquittal. And you can see in my eyes, I'm a changed man. Never again did I hunt the biggest and most important game of all. But I left a changed man. I left a sad and depressed man. Because not only had I lost my friends, they took my crossbow, and I didn't know what to do. All right, one of us is getting fired. Now, this was me. I didn't ask for this picture to be taken. I beat the shit out of this paparazzi later. But I found myself drunk. And what better way to get drunk than to get drunk at 350 airport locations nationwide? That's right. I opened Sean's Slop Shack. Yes. We've all been there. You've definitely been there. Fantastic institution. We're amazing people. What better way to celebrate island culture than to drink tequila made with the finest bleach straight from Cancun? Thank you. There we go. Now, fast casual, a lot of work. Go back. A lot of words come to mind when you see Sean Slop Shack. Fast casual, upscale, tequila, head shop, beef, ketamine. It's just a lot of different words that come around. Now, I won't lie, business hasn't been great. If there is one demographic other than women and minorities that I have trouble connecting with, it's the youth. Now, what do we know about the youth of today? They're sad, they're angry, and they're vaping. So what do? If you can't beat them, you join them. That's right, Sean Slap Shack is going emo. Hope you like reggae covers. Go back. Hope you like reggae covers of The Cure and My Chemical Romance, because I cannot return the steel drum. Now, we've only rolled this out in one airport so far. This is the general manager at our BWI location. This is what emo looks like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Now, this is our first dessert we've rolled out with the new theme. This is Ritual Sacrifice by Chocolate. We bring this to the table and then just light you on fire.
That's fucking great.
We renamed the kids menu Skids Menu for sad kids. Because the only thing I know about kids is they love to make up nicknames that could also be insults. The way they call me Gramps. Sly! All right. Now this is another dish I'm very excited to share with you. We have our pan-seared black as my soul. This is a soul fish, pan-seared and then burnt to a crisp with a aborted fetus on top. Now, in addition, we've also replaced all of our sides with a variety of vape juice. Yes. Now, in addition to that, part of our big thing is interactive service. All of our servers and bartenders exhibit amazing existential dread and primal angst. And now they'll dress the part as well. It's fantastic. Instead of singing happy birthday, we subtweet you and just talk about how you're not getting any younger. And then we light you on fire. Please, next time you're in an airport, I know some of you live nearby, please stop at any of our Sean's Slop Shack and Torture Emporiums. Please come. Thank you.
Sean, everybody. Sean from IBS. Now,
we've had a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun, but there's one part of the Soft Rock Hall of Fame induction every year that does drag a little bit, but we're going to take care of that right now.
It's time to honor those who we've lost.
That's our in memoriam. Yeah. So all the yachters that we lost to yachting this year, for starters...
Ooh, this is a bad one.
Oh, man. There was Billy Job.
Billy Job is one of the most creative songwriters of the yacht rock genre. He was,
guy.
I mean, unbelievable.
God.
Look at all those jokes.
All right, Studio Guitar. Man,
he worked on a lot of different songs with us. He was unbelievable. And
great at playing, sucked at writing.
Yeah, really taught us how to grow a mustache. He was unbelievable.
John Bonham.
We put this in every year.
Yep.
It's really necessary.
Duck Dynasty. That sucked.
Yeah.
Dog
Dynasty.
Oh, hero in the yacht rock community. Showed us how to live large and in charge.
Oh my God! One of the first people we met, an unbelievable human being. Oh, the Working Boots Jones brothers.
Pioneers.
Salt of the Earth guys. They made really, really earthy tones.
I miss it.
Nick
one of your Cohen of the
favorites.
Doobie
Yeah.
Sisters. Scooby Dooby Doo of the Mystery Gang.
That was a sad one for children. Ross Perot! Who thought we were going to lose Ross Perot?
I voted for him
We
twice
thought
as
he
a
was going to
write-in.
be around forever. Unbelievable. Who saw that coming? Charles Simpson.
Charles in charge.
So, A lot of deaths recently. Okay, for a second, can we, a moment of silence.
Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey Hussle. Okay, the next slide.
Chuck Raspberry.
Oh, it's one of my dad's
really
favorites.
great musician.
One of my dad's absolute favorite. Without them,
we would
soft rock,
rock and roll at all. Just wouldn't.
Unbelievable.
Chuck
What
Raspberry.
a truly important figure.
Karl Marx.
Karl Marx.
Very.
He did a lot for us. Maybe not for music, but for us. The mustache man from
this was so weird.
So sad.
We got home one day. The
We
cops
saw
were
it.
there. It was just. I couldn't believe it.
We had to talk to the cops after.
Chris Huffington,
Jeez,
our good friend Chris, producer of a lot of great yacht rock albums, but just a great ear for music.
Yeah, and a great nose for cheese. He found there was a study that was done saying that cocaine and cheese do the same thing to your brain, so he tried it real literally.
We tried to warn him.
And we've lost him. Oh my God, Meatloaf!
I don't even want to talk about
This
this.
is the worst one of them all.
I couldn't believe
Worse
it.
than John Bonham
Meatloaf
for
is-
sure.
I'm not dead!
Hey, we're
Hey,
doing a
excuse us,
thing
we're
here,
doing
all right?
it in memoriam.
Meatloaf, guys.
2-8-3 ain't bad, but I'm not dead.
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
What?
Maybe I took the words right out of your mouth?
What?
This isn't the first time a room full of people have been shot to see me alive. I was ready, and there was a fucking X in my head. Maybe you know me as Bitch Tits Bob.
No, not ringing any bells though.
Okay,
Okay, all right. Well.
Oh. I go to every goddamn award ceremony in this country, and it's always the same goddamn thing. I stick around, waiting to be thanked, and in the in memoriam, there I am. But I'm not fucking dead.
That's pretty great.
I'm a cultural icon. 40 million records sold. Am I in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? They say a single album isn't worth entry. I put out 15 fucking albums. Every one of them operatic and fanciful. Theater kids love me. You can't see fucking Macbeth in a high school without somebody getting finger blasted to Paradise by the Dashboard Lights. It's not happening. I'm a goddamn legend.
This is
Maybe
bizarre.
that I can't sing anymore. I don't know how you got so jaded, frustrated, ignored, debilitated, stupid, but I can sing as good as I ever could. Those songs, they're not blues-based rock. Some of them got 3.5 octaves. And your boy's going top to bottom. But no, I don't sing it. I have an undiagnosable back ailment that any time I attempt to sing sends lightning bolts of pain down my spine. Is it as painful as not being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? God, no. If they induct me next year, I will sing the entire fucking album. Put that out of hell too. You motherfuckers don't deserve one. That's for me and Jen Steinman. That weird little guy has been my friend for 40 years, and we'll die together. I'll see to it. But my voice hasn't lost this step. The high A, that's perfect. The high C, no, it's not perfect, but it's good. Yeah, you'll share the video on Facebook of me not singing well. But let me tell you this, me can still sing. Sure, the tone is different. It's not perfect anymore. But I'm the best goddamn rock singer in the world. And if you don't put me in this made-up, cruel prank Soft Rock Hall of Fame that two mean rich guys came up with to embarrass people who hurt them, there's gonna be a goddamn problem. You want a little taste of the voice? Does this look familiar now? Do these sideburns remind you of people throwing shit at a movie screen in a theater you didn't want to go to but a friend dragged you to at midnight? Is that familiar now? You took the words right out. It must have been while you were.
Okay. That might have been Meatloaf. We got one more thing to do here tonight. You all know what it is. Let's get IBS on the stage for their induction performance. IBS, everybody. Come on down, guys.
Play the song, please. Or never. Cool. Best way to end it. Come on, everybody. Crank that tune in the back there, please. Everybody get a slow clap going. A little slow clap. Oh, and look at that cat. Can we turn the tune up a little louder? Oh, yes. Oh, thank you so much.
I'll clap the best in town. All the rest. Great Forest Cafe is trash. Guy Fieri's hack. We're not liable if you die of stroke or heart attack. Woo! Baby, that's a fact. We're not liable condition. The full-blown power attack. With no permission, we're not to be on track. You all your wishes. IBS is back.
Did y'all like that? Oh, it feels so good. You know, to all the people who came out here tonight, I want to thank, most of all, us. They're the reasons we're here. Woo!
Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him.
Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him. Everybody, clap your hands and praise the Lord. I'm the Holy Spirit, I'm knocking on your door. And to the rumors I brought, they're all sour grapes. But do me a solid, bro, and buy my fucking taste. Baby, that's a fact. Condition, there's a full-blown power attack. So let your permission, we like to be on snack. So this go your wishing, IBS is back. Cody Skinner as a meatloaf, everybody! Come on up here, Cody! Come on up, show the people your face! Oh, Offshore Futures, it was Max Wolfson and Andrew Hall! That's right, oh, money, 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 money! Oh, Franqi French! Everyone, Franqi French! There she was! What about Fisher? It was Camille! Oh, Liz Chapman, everybody, it's Kelsey, Sweeney! Oh, Lizabanks! And of course, your host with the most with 2 T's. Oh,